Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. So today I'm going to be talking to you about my dating experiences and what I've learned from them. I'm not going to pretend that I am a relationship queen because that's not the case. The current relationship I'm in now is going very well, but it's taken me a very long time to get to the stage I'm at. If you haven't watched my self-love vlog, I think you should, because if you don't actually love yourself, it's really hard to have a successful relationship with someone else. So tip number one is knowing your worth. And I'm not saying you should have these mad expectations of relationships, because I think throughout the years, the media and fairy tales have created a delusional expectation of what relationships should be like. Relationships aren't easy, and people think that they should be easy and they should be a breeze. And the first few months, yeah, but when you get to actually deeply know someone, the whole point of love is to see someone else's flaws and accept them instead of appreciate them for who they are. And I don't think a lot of people really understand that. I think they have this I deserve the world, so my partner should give me the world type of mentality. And that's not how things really go in real life. So if you don't love yourself, like I previously said, you can't expect your partner to fill that void that you have within you, because it will feel like they have filled that void, but in the long run, your insecurities will then project onto your partner, and at the end of the day, it's not going to work out because you're relying on your partner for your happiness rather than relying on yourself. And it's no one else's responsibility. Your happiness is all to do with you. So lesson number 2 that I have learned is not begging for attention. And by begging for attention, I don't mean I literally like proper beg, but if someone's really genuinely interested in you and sees themselves having a future with you and wants to progress and, you know, be with you, they will put in the work. You will not have to ask them to message you all the time. You will not have to be nervous to call them. They should want to talk to you. They should be excited about talking to you, and you shouldn't have to force it. It should be easy. Insecurity is a huge relationship breaker. It is. It's hard because obviously naturally we all have our own insecurities. Like, for example, I absolutely hate my feet. They're not even that bad, but it's just something I don't like about me. The current guy I'm seeing now actually mentioned to me, he was like, every time I touch your feet, he was like, you go all twitchy and weird. And it's just like, obviously I didn't directly tell him, oh yeah, I fucking hate my feet, so like don't touch them, because I didn't want that to be in his head. So then he pays more attention to my feet, do you know what I mean? So yeah, it's got to play cool, man. But obviously a relationship is about being comfortable with your partner, so it's natural to have insecurities. But when it gets to the point where you're so insecure that your man can't like another girl's photo on Instagram and stuff like that, that's a big problem. Like, you should feel comfortable enough within yourself to know that you know what you bring to the table, and you know that your partner appreciates that, and that's why they're with you. So if you're feeling like, if your man goes out and you're like, oh, I need to know where you are exactly at this point, like, no you don't. Because if you don't trust your partner, then why are you with him or her? Do you know what I mean? It works both ways, vice versa. But yeah, insecurity is a massive deal breaker. I personally don't like a guy that gets too jealous, because I find that a bit weird. But to be fair, previously I normally go for the emotionally unattached, and they normally don't give a fuck, so that's, yeah. I've learnt my lesson there though. Just because you love someone does not necessarily mean that they are good for you. So I love donuts, for example. Who doesn't love a donut? I absolutely love them. I could sit here and I could demolish a dozen Krispy Kremes in a space of like 0.5 seconds because I'm just disgusting. But that doesn't mean that donuts are good for me. Just because I love them does not mean that they are going to bring me benefit, because they're not. They're just gonna get me fucking buzzing off sugar. They're gonna make my skin break out. They're gonna make me gain weight, and it's not good. So you have to have it in moderation. So don't believe just because you feel like you love someone that sorry, that was really attractive, wasn't it? Just because you love someone means that you have to stay with them. Do you know what I mean? No. Don't do that. If someone's making you miserable and someone's making you unhappy and the negative starts outweighing the positive, you need to leave. You need to bounce. Because you don't want that. You want someone who's just going to love and adore you, and it's natural to have hiccups. It's natural to have arguments and disagreements, but you need to be secure within yourself for you and your partner to be able to come to understanding of each other. Because a relationship isn't about you. It's about two people working together to make things work, and that's not always easy. So another thing I'm going to say is, do not be scared to be alone. Like, I have a lot of friends that are, or well, to be fair, I've done it myself, so they're so worried about being alone that they'll be with someone that they're not 100% sure that they want to be with, and I just don't agree with that. Like, if I feel hesitant about being with someone, I will not be with that person, just because you should be sure. Do you know what I mean? Like, at the end of the day, like, for me now, dating is, if I'm dating someone, it's because I want a future with them. I want a house with them. I want a family. I want to build a life. And you can't do that if you are constantly relying on someone else, or, well, you are, I suppose it's difficult because you do rely on your partner, but you need to rely on yourself first. You need to make sure that you've got everything that you need in place for you to be successful in a relationship. And if just being alone's okay. Like, people seem to think that, especially like my friends, like in their 20s, they're so worried about being alone, and it's like, we're in our 20s, like, we still have a very long way to go. Like, there's no rush. Make sure you're happy with you, and you know what you bring to a table in a relationship. I feel like girls in this generation feel like men owe them something, and my man should do this and my man should do that and blah blah blah. But if you sit down on paper, what the fuck do you bring to the table? What have you got to offer your man to make him do all those amazing princess things that you want done? Because I would not put myself in a position, one, for a man to ever say that he's given me anything. Like, no, the only man that's ever given me anything is my father. He gave me life, and he gave me a beautiful one at that. I'm very blessed. And my brother. Do you know what I mean? Family doesn't count, but like, you get what I'm saying. Another problem this generation has is that they are quite selfish. So being in a relationship, you need to be selfless. You need to be able to put yourself in your partner's shoes and to be able to understand where they're coming from and make an attempt to understand their point of view, and, you know, like, just not be so self-absorbed, because men and women are at two completely different ends of the spectrum. Are, like, scientifically, our brains do not work the same way. So in a lot of arguments, you may feel like your point is 100% correct, but your partner may feel the exact same way. So if that's the case, you need to meet in the middle and make compromise. You can't just expect you to have this, oh, I'm right mentality, so therefore my partner's wrong, and then you're just going to continue to argue, and it's just, nothing will ever get resolved, and that's a bit shitty. Rather shitty. You just don't need that. And people forget to communicate. What is going on? You need... Oh my God. Okay, sorry, I'm sorry guys, I just looked at my pillow and it looked like there was a spider, like, dead stuck to it, but it wasn't actually, it was a feather poking out the pillow. It shut me up for a second. But communicate to your partner. If something has upset you, tell them that you're upset. Don't shout at them, don't scream at them, just tell them you're upset, and then explain why you're upset and what they can do to make things better, or to make the situation better. And then when they reply, listen to what they have to say, and try to, yes, you may be upset, and what they're saying may upset you even more, but you need to be able to pull yourself back and look at the situation logically and be like, okay, like, you've said this, and then I've said this, it does make sense, what can we do moving forward to prevent this from happening again. Communication is key. If you haven't got communication, you haven't got a relationship. Simple. A massive red flag for me has also been, if you feel hesitant to introduce your partner to your friends or your family, says it all really, doesn't it? You want someone that you're going to be able to bring around your family without doubt. Well, actually, no, without doubt, but if you truly really like someone, like, you're just excited, aren't you? You're just excited to show him off. You want to be like, yes, this is my new man, or this is my new lady. And if you feel like your family or your friends won't like them, you've pretty much answered the question yourself. So, sorry, I got hair in my mouth. I've been in all sorts of relationships, to be honest. So my preference, I suppose, when I was, I wouldn't say younger, because I'm quite mature for my age. So I've always thought, yeah, like, I need an older man that's gonna, do you know what I mean, be on the same maturity level as me and blah, blah, blah. But I won't even lie, a lot of the older men that I've, like, when I say old, I don't mean like fucking like 60, do you know what I mean? Like, older. Actually the ones with the most problems, I won't even lie. So, like, I was seeing one guy and he had kids and that was fine. Like, I never met them, like, it never got that deep. But was he was just a bit emotionally unavailable. So I don't like a man that can't communicate his feelings. Like, if you like me, tell me you like me. Like, I shouldn't have to sit here and wonder, oh, is he feeling me, is he not? Do you know what I mean? Like, that shouldn't be a case, because when you like someone, like, you want them to know that they're appreciated and that you enjoy spending time with them and you do see it going somewhere. And a lot of older guys, I don't know, they just didn't give me that. Probably because I was just like a little hot thing, a little hot play thing. But you know, that's how it goes sometimes. But poor bloke my own trumpet there, didn't I? A little hard play thing. And yeah, like, it was shit. But like, the guy I'm with now is like 4 months older than me, and I swear to God, he's like more mature than people that I've seen that are in their 30s. So it just, try not to have too much of an age of the man that you want in your head, because things don't work out like that. And the last point I'm going to make is to trust yourself, because I know from the guy that I'm seeing now, in comparison to how the first couple of months have been in my previous relationships, there's such a big difference. Like, there's not really been anything that's like striked up a red flag to be like, oh no, that's not good, or oh no, that's not good, that's not what you want. So just trust yourself, trust your gut, because you know what you want, and don't manipulate yourself into thinking that someone is right for you and that you need that person because you're feeling lonely, or because it's better than what you've had previously. Just like I said, just because it's better, or just because you've loved someone different in the past, doesn't mean that this new person is particularly right for you. It doesn't work like that. But just trust the process. Don't rush things. Like, seriously, obviously things develop naturally and things tend just to naturally flow a bit faster, and it's good, then fantastic. But you've got a lot of time, and if that person's really interested in you, they'll have a lot of time for you. So make sure you don't bombard each other's time too much, because it's nice to remove yourself from the situation and to be able to reflect on how you're feeling and whether the situation is right for you. But yeah, just trust yourself. I hope you enjoyed the vlog, guys. I know I've been slacking a little bit, but life's been crazy. Obviously I work full time, so it's difficult to be able to fit filming in and editing and etc. But yeah, I hope you all have a lovely, I don't know when you're going to be wishing this, just have a lovely day. Just have a lovely fucking life. Have a lovely life. And I'll see you soon. Yeah, 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 yeah.